Okay, next the lock that we're going to get with the GJ's Pioneer Plus will be this Multlock Classic 5 pin in pin. Here's the key. Looks quite nice and smooth. The padlock does put a spring pressure on the core, which will make it a little bit harder, but that's okay. We have GJ's Pioneer Plus. The Pioneer Plus keyway is identical to the Multlock Classic, so that's why we're thinking to use it. The blade is a little bit too long, unfortunately, for this €0.5 that I've got in here, so the shoulder on the front here doesn't actually contact, so we get a bit of a twist on the pick before it tensions, but that's okay. Obviously we can't use these lines, but as a rough guide anyway. Pin 1, and we see we've got a jump already on pin 1, and then a little bit further on the inner pin, because I used to always think that it makes sense that we pick all the outer pins first before the inner pins would even engage, but that's not. See, now we touched the inner pin on 1 and we went back further, so it's not the case, because obviously the inner pin engages at the same time almost. Okay, that was 3, 4. I think this is at the back for 5. Getting counter rotation, got him set, and always do another tap on top after you've set a spooled outer. Just check the inner pin. So here's inner pin on 1 again. Watch the wrench. We went a bit further. So let's see. There's an inner pin here. No. Okay, big jump there, which means we've got all the outer pins. And you see I didn't get any counter rotation for that to happen, which means it was an inner pin which was holding us up from getting that rotation round onto the inner pins. It is weird, but the inner pin in the key pin is coming down into the inner pin of the driver. But now that we've got this big rotation, it's the inner pins. They're not going into the driver pins anymore. They're sat on the outer pin of the driver pins, the inner pins of the key pins are. So now we should just tap along. Okay, one there, rotation, and then surely there can only be 1 left or something. There she goes. So that's the exact same process that you would have with like a rotor pick or a whatever. I'm looking at the key on here, and that first pin, you see it's quite a low outer pin, and then the inner pin is lifted up in the middle, less so on the third, and then sort of reverse. This one here at the back they're both the same height. So this first inner pin leads me to believe that we can hit the inner pin up into the outer pin with this pick, so it's pretty good. Would I use this to get into them? No, I'd probably just go hand picks because it'd be easier for me, I think, but it's interesting nonetheless.